My friends, how are you? It is fantastic to see you for yet another video. And you guys remember it was not too long ago, roughly closing in on a year ago now, where a bunch of beta males pretending to be alpha males rushed to the ballot box to be submissive good boys for Donald Trump, all because the price of eggs were too high and they had not a single ounce of pull yourself up by your bootstraps in them. They didn't want to figure out how to make a little bit of extra money so they could afford some eggs. So instead, they sold out their own daughters' futures to vote for Donald Trump in hopes, my friends, that the eggs were going to be cheaper. Do you remember that? Well, my friends, we are in quite a situation now as Donald Trump and the Republican Party are actually starving rural Americans and actually people all over America right now through their absolute nonsense that is going on out there. And boy, do we ever have to talk about that. So as we know, we are in the middle of Donald Trump and the Republican Party's government shutdown. As much as they want to try to blame the Democrats for this, literally the entire country is not buying their bullshit at this point. See, what the Republicans are doing is trying to increase the cost of healthcare in America, which is already extremely high. For a country that's supposed to be a modern country, it is still absolutely baffling that we don't have free or some sort of much more affordable healthcare in this country. But hey, in America, we do everything in the name of profit for the billionaire overlords that we have sitting on our goddamn necks all the time, right? And because the Republican Party doesn't want people to have health care, see, what they want is for us to pay an extreme amount of health care so that the billionaires in America can get bigger tax cuts, because as you know, the billionaires in America are having a really rough go at it right now, my friends. They're just not getting by quite the way they used to, I guess. It's not an argument I would make, but it is the argument that the Republican Party is making. So the Republicans are rushing out to every news station that will listen to them and coming back to their old boogeyman, one of their old boogeymen, my friends. The Democrats are trying to give health care to the illegal immigrants, and we're standing in the way, and we will not allow that to happen. And I know that the world's chaotic and scary right now, but it's sometimes a funny time to be alive too, if you can find the humor in it, because these guys are making complete assholes of themselves as they rush to the media to tell them this lie that literally none of the fucking world is believing right now. But we do have a government that is shut down right now, with the Democrats making me proud, refusing to fold on this and standing up and making the Republicans make assholes out of themselves every chance that they get. It's pretty fucking glorious, if you ask me. It's looking pretty good. But we're in the middle of this government shutdown, right? Which means a lot of the financing to certain things stop. That's just kind of the way it works. Look, I'm going to stand with the Democrats on this one. We should be asking for more. I completely understand. But hold their fucking feet to the fire and stop letting these goddamn Republicans rob us blind every chance they get. We would greatly appreciate that. So I'm going to stand with them on this one, even knowing that there are going to be sacrifices made in America. I don't know if that sacrifice is going to hit me necessarily. I've already been getting my ass kicked by Donald Trump's failed economic policies out here on the road as a trucker, you know. But there are going to be people that are not getting paid, losing their jobs and things like that. But Democrats are standing up for the right reasons. There's really no winners in this whole situation. People are going to get fucked over. But I am proud to see the Democrats standing up for the working class Americans and doing the right thing. So yeah, like I'm saying, we've got the government shut down. There's no money for anything unless you're Argentina. If you're Argentina, suddenly the United States government has plenty of money for you. You remember not too long ago, they announced they were bailing out Argentina to the tune of $20 billion. You guys remember that? It gets worse. Don't worry. This whole thing gets way fucking worse than what I just said. So Argentina went bankrupt trying to follow the Donald Trump and Elon Musk style of government of slash and burn everything. Just take a fucking chainsaw to everything and it's all going to be a-okay. Caused them to go bankrupt to where they needed a fucking bailout. They ran out of fucking money, right? So Donald Trump, wanting to keep that regime in charge in Argentina, I guess for political reasons, it's probably much deeper than I understand, decided we're going to bail out Argentina with $20 billion. The Americans, on the other hand, can go fuck themselves, right? So Argentina secures this money even after the government has shut down. And then And another interesting thing happens in that same time is Argentina opens up their soybean market to China and starts selling like billions of dollars worth of soybean to China at the same time that an American farmer cannot sell a single soybean to China because of Donald Trump's stupid fucking trade wars. The Chinese people went elsewhere. And I told you that it got worse, right? It gets even worse than that. It's bad enough we can't give the Americans health care. We just can't do that. And it's not even give it to us. It's let us have it at like not a super high inflated rate, please. It's already too expensive. So it's not giving us anything. But we can't have healthcare in this country because that means that the billionaires don't get to keep as much money as they're having. The farmers are going absolutely fucking bankrupt right in front of our eyes right now because they cannot sell their product to other countries. They no longer have the markets because of Donald Trump's stupid fucking trade wars. Argentina turns around, sells billions of dollars in soybean to China, and then goes, Donald Trump, you didn't really give us enough money, and forks over an additional $20 billion to bring a grand total of $40 billion going to Argentina, while the Republican Party tells us we cannot give the people of America a somewhat affordable health care. It's not really affordable. We all know that. But it's because of the Obamacare tax credits or whatever they're called. I always fuck up that term. That is keeping it at the rate that it's at now. Those are set to expire so that we are looking at paying double, triple, sometimes quadruple the amount in premiums just to have health care in this fucking country. The Republicans say, no, you cannot have that, goddammit. We are busy trying to get the billionaires tax cuts, and we are busy bailing out Argentina right now. Do you see why we can't help you, you selfish prick? And then they give us nothing and they tell us that we're the assholes, and apparently are referring to anyone in America that believes they should have health care as an illegal immigrant. Apparently that's what's going on here. You see how this whole thing sounds really fucking stupid, my friends? I'm sure you do. I'm sure you get it, right? And the fascinating thing about it is most of America actually gets this one. The Republicans are losing their propaganda war on this entire fucking situation. There's wasps outside, like, swarming my truck right now. There's like 4 of them. I'm scared, my friends. I just noticed them all over the outside of my truck. What if I hit like a wasp nest or something, and the queen wasp, is there a wasp queen? What if the pheromones are stuck all over my truck and I'm gonna get swarmed? Should I get back to the fucking point? They're huge. They're fucking massive. Yes, I'll get back to the point. What was I saying? I'm sorry about that. Shit like that happens sometimes in my videos. Anyways, they're losing the propaganda war on this entire thing, and the point I'm trying to make in this video is that right now, especially rural America, especially red states, but a lot of other people in America are finding out right now that the United States government under Donald Trump does not give a fuck about them and is actively starving them right now. Yes, that is a thing that is going on, which probably fits into the Stephen Miller agenda. You know how Stephen Miller wants to reduce the American population to 100 million people? We're like 300 and some million right now. So 1 in 3 of you has got to go, according to Stephen Miller. And I think Stephen Miller wants to build a country of people that look just like him, just dorky fucking white dudes, which is fantastic for the high school locker industry, because we are going to have a whole fucking society of goofy ass fucking dorks that need to get shoved into high school lockers. So they're going to have a lot of fucking business. But as for the rest of us, we all have to die while these fucking nerds take over, I guess, right? But they are making it abundantly clear every day that they continue to act against the American people, that they in fact do want you dead, that they in fact do want you to be broke, that they do want you to starve, because we are seeing it right now. And what we're seeing, my friends, is people are starting to get the notices through email, through text message, things to that effect, that their SNAP benefits will be ending because there is no money to help them feed themselves right now. And for anybody not familiar, SNAP is food stamps. So people that do not have the money, quite frankly, to feed themselves are now finding that the government is not going to help them either. And, you know, I know there's probably a bunch of slack-jawed motherfuckers on the other side of this video right now watching this just going, hell yeah, all they do is take from us anyways, without realizing that they, as a matter of fact, are normally the takers in this situation. And I don't mean to do the whole red state versus blue state battle. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just pointing out the facts. And from doing this channel for quite a while now, I do know that there are a lot of people, a lot of blue dots in red states, a lot of people caught up in the bullshit of their own government and their own family members, because there's too many dipshits in this fucking country, right? But the fact of the matter is, the red states are generally the takers in our society here in America, right? They need money from the blue states to continue to fund their own governments, their own highways, their own school systems, all of those things that the blue states subsidize and help pay for, which always drives me fucking crazy, drives me fucking nuts when I gotta listen to a bunch of fucking rednecks talk about what a piece of shit California is. California doing this and that, and California's, oh, shut the fuck up. If it was not for California, your broke ass state led by your incompetent or greedy leadership, your state would have nothing in it. If it wasn't for states like California looking out for you and paying the money into the system so that your state can have functioning roads and schools and sewer systems and all these things, you would have nothing. You would live in a fucking wasteland. And that is a thing we need to get over in this country. We need to start figuring this out. It's all of us supposed to be working together for the betterment, hopefully, of every person in this whole goddamn country, right? So quit bitching about California's doing this and that when your state is not a fucking nuclear wasteland at this point, because the blue states, the people of the blue states, subsidize your fucking state. But the point I was making with that is this is going to hit rural America. This is going to hit red states extremely fucking hard, which is a thing that I've been talking about for a long time, about how Donald Trump's policies are extremely harmful to the very people that vote for Donald Trump. Donald Trump lies a lot of the time, but when Donald Trump stood on that stage and said, I do not care about you, I only want your vote, he 100% meant that. That was absolutely true when he said that shit, right? So I got myself a little worked up. There's still wasps all over the outside of my truck. How am I supposed to function and make a fucking video while this is happening? I'm terrified to go out there, my friends. Terrified. Anyways, what this country needs, my friends, what really, really fucking needs to happen in this country is a lot more people just need to start being a lot more honest about their own fucking situations. We know that this country is stacked against working class Americans. I feel a little bit bad for the joke I made about at the beginning about the people with no ounce of pull yourself up by your bootstraps in them, because I do understand that America is hard, but I am sick to death of people vilifying other Americans that just need help, just need a little bit of a leg up. And this is coming from the party of the good Christians that just is fucking awful to other people. They're absolutely terrible. But the point I'm making is we need a lot more people to just be a lot more fucking honest about what their situation is. Look, if you're having a hard time and you're not making enough money, you can't afford health insurance, you can't afford to feed yourself on a regular basis, you can't afford your rent, you can't afford your utilities, look, just speak up, or just be at least, how do I want to say this, at least acknowledge that that's where you're at in life, right? Instead of yelling about the Mexicans taking this from you and all these things that are happening, what a lot of people in America need to start doing is recognizing what their reality is, accepting that that's what their reality is. We hope putting in the work to try to improve their situation, obviously, but then realizing that, look, they're dependent on the government, and that's okay. All right, you had a hard time in America, which is a hard country to live in, and you found yourself in a spot where at this current moment in time you are dependent on the government to keep you alive. And you need to understand that there is a whole lot of people out there that actually are interested in these programs, in the food stamps, the WIC, the healthcare, the utility assistance, rent assistance, cheaper housing, HUD Chapter 8, all of these things. And the way you can identify these people that are interested in helping other American people and look out for those social programs all the time is they normally have a capital D right by their fucking name. If they got an R by their name, they don't give a fuck about you. They think you're in the way. They think you're a burden. They work every day to strip you of every bit of humanity that you have left in the interest of lining their own pockets. And if a lot more Americans would be honest about their situation, situation and understand that that's where they're at currently in life, and they do need the government to help them get through it, then you would see a lot more people voting in the right fucking way. Instead of listening to these fucking idiots on Fox News repeat these fucking bullshit talking points and lie to the American people, listen to the representatives out there and what their plan is, and stop thinking everybody with a D by their name is the fucking devil. The D don't mean devil, it means Democrat, all right? That's what it fucking means, right? And if we could get a lot more people in this country to just be honest with their situation, what it is they need from their government, what it is they obviously need to do with their own life, then we could start doing better in this fucking country, right? As far as I can tell, right now, this very time in America, the Republican Party is for the rich, completely against the working class in America, is doing everything they can to just dismantle everything going on in your life. Your grocery prices are through the fucking roof right now. Your electricity costs are starting to soar because of all the data centers going up for the AI and all that shit. While the Republicans killed all the renewable energy stuff that we were trying to do, these wasps are huge. I gotta stop looking at them. And these renewable energy things, right? I keep getting distracted. The point is the Democrats, the point that I was trying to get back to, the Republicans hate Americans. That's literally what it is right now. They don't give a shit about you. The Democrats at this very moment in time, all right, are much more interested in free or cheaper education, free or cheaper healthcare. What else? The unions are good. Unions are a good thing, according to most Democrats. A working wage, you should be able to go to your job and work 40 hours a week, and you shouldn't be struggling just to have the basic necessities to survive in this country, right? And the point that I'm trying to get to, I know I've been scatterbrained through this whole video. These wasps are, you could strap a saddle on these fuckers and ride them. They're massive out there. They're fucking huge, and they're distracting the shit out of me. But the point I'm trying to fucking get to right now is the Republicans have made it abundantly clear that they do not like the American people, that they are against the American people. And what we need in this country right now is coming into the next set of midterms. We understand that Donald Trump and the Republican Party are trying to gerrymander the shit out of Texas and other states so that they don't have a chance of losing, because they're making it so the districts are people that are more likely to vote Republican. What we need to do is get this message out in any way we can to every part of rural America, and do not let the Republicans off the hook for the destruction they are causing to the working class Americans in this country, which is a little redundant, working class Americans in this country, but you get the fucking point. And we may, when those midterms come around, see some surprising seats flip around this country. And I believe that it is working. I believe that a lot of Americans are not fooled by the Republicans' bullshit right now, because we are seeing it reflected in our actual day-to-day life, the destruction that we are causing, that they are causing, not we are causing, that they are causing. And it is quite the wake-up call to a lot of American people, to the point that if they really look at this stuff, they really listen to what's going on, turn off the fucking Fox News, and pay attention to the fact that this is Donald Trump and the Republicans that are causing this destruction, they just might save our fucking democracy in the process when they go out and they vote against the Republicans in the midterms, and the Republicans won't even see it coming, because they believe that the red districts of America are so goddamn dumb that they can do whatever they want and blame the Democrats and continue to win elections. And I'm starting to think that's not going to be the fucking case this time, is the whole point that I've been trying to get to over this entire video. So I'm sorry that people are getting starved out right now. I'm sorry that people can't afford healthcare. I'm sorry that people are losing their jobs, every horrible thing that is going on right now. But I am kind of thinking that we are at a point in America where that is the kick in the ass a lot of people fucking needed, because if it was like only slightly harmful, they would still continue to blame the Democrats and get away with it, and they're not going to be able to get away with this one much longer, I don't think. I'm always quite the optimist, ain't I, my friends? But we'll just have to see how it all goes. Anyways, I gotta get back to work. Love you guys. Bye now.